Tolkien was raised in the Church of England, and he converted to Catholicism at age 12 when his mother converted. But he was of an age, I mean, once you're past age 8, it's age of reason. So this is a conscious decision on his part. Even though he's young, it's still, and his mother did not make him convert. He chose to convert. And part of that, to convert to Roman Catholicism, that would have been, and this is hard for us, I think, now in 2025 to understand, but that would have been one of the most radical statements an Englishman could have made at the time. You're basically selling yourself into second class citizenship by doing that. You're closing off 1 million doors by leaving the Church of England. And there was just a lot of prejudice. I mean, to the point where, and I love this story. And again, Derek, if I start talking too long, just stop me. But one of my colleagues here at Hillsdale, and yeah, I think this is a great story, but one of my colleagues here at Hillsdale, he's passed away now, was Sir Martin Gilbert, who was the official biographer of Churchill. And he was in Margaret Thatcher's government, and he was a professor as well. He was Jewish. And that's really important to the story because when Tolkien was retiring from Merton College, Sir Martin was a brand new faculty member at Merton College. And Sir Martin actually took me out to lunch one day with his wife, Lady Esther, and because he wanted to talk Tolkien. They had been very close friends. But even in the late 1950s, Tolkien and Sir Martin had to sit at a separate table during High Table at Oxford because they weren't Church of England. So even in 1959, that prejudice was there that a Catholic could not sit with the Anglicans.
Wow.
And a Jew couldn't either. So Tolkien and Sir Martin got to know each other really well because they always had to sit together. I mean, I'm laughing because it's absurd.
Yes.
It's, just amazing. So there's still, I mean, again, for Tolkien to have made that decision, that's a huge, huge decision. And others, I don't know if you're familiar with Christopher Dawson, but a very famous Catholic historian, he converted as well in 1914 and could never get a job, even though he was one of the most educated men in England. He ended up coming to Harvard and teaching at Harvard, but he could not get a position in England because of his Catholicism. So there was a lot of prejudice about it.
I would say that's all the more impressive that Tolkien achieved what he did in his academic career.
No, absolutely. I mean, without question. And Tolkien wore it on his sleeve. He was not shy about this at all.
No.
So anyway, what I wanted to go back to, and I both appreciate Tolkien and I'm a little uncomfortable with this aspect of him, partly because I teach at Hillsdale, we consider ourselves a little Christendom. So we're about probably 40% Reformed and Evangelical, probably about 25% Roman Catholic, and then Jewish and Eastern Orthodox. So we're all over the place. And I really appreciate that. I think it's very healthy.
Agreed.
Very healthy. And so, and this makes me a little uncomfortable with Tolkien, just a little bit. But Tolkien's mother converted to Catholicism. And when she did, her husband had passed away. So she's a widow. And they were wealthy. The Tolkiens were. The Tolkien family, they owned pianos. They owned Tolkien pianos. So the Tolkien family had a lot of wealth. The pianos would be upright pianos that any middle-class family would have had in their home. So they were well off from this. But when Tolkien's mother converted, the family drove her out and would refuse to give her any monetary assistance at all. And then she caught tuberculosis. And it was a tuberculosis, a form that could have easily been cured with the medicines available at the time. And her family refused to pay for it until she renounced her Catholicism. And so for Tolkien, this always meant, and this is both beautiful and sad at the same time, it meant that Tolkien absolutely cherished his Catholicism, because it was the stuff of myth and legend. His mother was a saint. She was a martyr. But that also meant that for Tolkien, the Protestants were the bad guys. And so that's where, again, Derek, part of that story is beautiful, part of it's gut-wrenching, because I think Tolkien had a prejudice there that he never fully overcame.